Hi everyone. Hope you're all doing good today. Uh, Today, unfortunately, my originally scheduled guest fell a little bit under the weather, but luckily I have another one who is a very good friend of mine, as well as a host of his own show, Lavistro from Dragoncast. And who knows, maybe we may have some other people joining today. But before we start anything, let's see who's in chat. We got DJ Play Nice. Glad to see you. Daxonar, naturally, always here. Bio Boosted Squirrel, awesome. Candy and Puppies. Lavistro, get rid of the white van. I told you, no white vans. Sexy Sonia. Benji Alucard, hello, good to see you. Zelosi. And we'll do one more. Stormbringer. Well, I hope things are okay with you over at EFAP. So let's get the show started. How about it? I am so new to this. So hang in there with me, everybody. Okay, here we go.
I do, ba do, ba do, I do, ba do, do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do. Do, ba do, ba do. I do, do, do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, do.
Hi, Lavistro. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Hello. Excuse me.
How's it going from the Dragon World?
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old?
People think you can play a dragon, comes by, leaves with their pants on fire. I should start calling myself, instead of a dragon of cyberspace, a dragon of truth. Because
Sounds
everyone,
fun.
yeah, you know how it goes.
So, as we both know, the GDC is coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
For all those who don't know what the GDC is, it's the Game Developers Conference, where many game developers as well as consultant agencies gather together, share their little secrets, add some little commentary to each other, and even give out little awards that they think they each deserve. Of course, if you are familiar for us gamers and other people, in case you don't remember, the GDC is exactly the same place where this happened. Thousands of supporters of the GDC.
Luckily, it never happened when I was there.
Yeah, thousands of supporters in the of the GDC and the consultant agencies and such were in a very bad mood because of the gamers. So in order to protest, they gathered together in a local park and screamed outside of the conference center.
Let's also not forget, it's also a great place during that same year for women game designers to go into the lobby and talk about tampons. That was actually a thing that was tweeted out. So this is why I don't go there anymore. That and I have a child, but I don't want to go to San Francisco anymore.
I don't know if you can, but you think you can turn your mic up just a little bit?
Oh, my mic's still low?
Yeah, your mic's really low.
Testing?
Much better.
All right. I'll tune it just a couple bit more. There we go. All right. Yeah.
So in case you guys are wondering, the companies that you see on the picture, Tencent Games, 2K, Ubisoft, Obsidian, those are just a handful of some of the game companies that show. You also get Microsoft, EA, Sony, Adobe, all those, Squaresoft, all those, they're all there.
Basically, anyone in gaming goes here. This is the perfect place for college students that are doing game design to network and gain a foot in the door. This is the perfect place to, if you're a career game designer and your company just got done with their game, to find a new game to work on. This is what GDC usually is for.
So yeah, as it's I mean, Rockstar is there, and in case any of you are wondering, Obsidian brought us what they brought us Avowed, right, Lavistro?
I believe so. I'm trying to memory hole Avowed right now. It's just so like I watched Hypnotic. We've all watched Hypnotic play it, and it just wasn't something I was interested as I was hoping it would be, just mechanic wise and stuff. But yeah, I think it's Obsidian that made Avowed. I can double check that real quick.
The Game Developers Conference is just about 2 weeks away. And naturally, of course, they do have the sessions. And in the sessions is where you will find most of the consultant agencies supporting various different topics. One of them that's rather new onto the radar, at least for me, I don't know about anybody else, happens to be one called TIG. They are, in my opinion, to me, a new consultant group. They have EA, Ubisoft, all of them are on there. They specialize in basically hate. Yes, thank you. In preventing hate, and promoting inclusivity and safety, and family gameplay. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
I don't think Hypnotic's gonna like that.
And yeah, I would not be. Of course, Twitch is on there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Unity's on there.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Right.
Then again, there's quite a few ones on here that I'm surprised. I believe they also help out with Discord.
That's what I've heard. I have not found their logo on it. Oh, there it is, right there, right in front of my.
Yeah, here it is, right there. Discord.
So they're all connected, and they also Blizzard Entertainment, Amazon Games. Yep.
I mean, that's quite a few people. Anyways, the sessions that the GDC has usually run around even from global warming to preventing hate speech in games to how to improve inclusivity, DEI, all of that wonderful stuff that we all love as gamers. Once again, thank you, Lavistro.
Let me see if I can find more I just got one on here, but I'm gonna see if we can find a. Like I said, if your original co-host under the weather, it was kind of.
So as you can see, we have beyond empathy frameworks embedding for pro-social values in games, trust insights from global practice. As you can see, TIG is in there for a lot of stuff. So it's completely new to my radar.
I just learned it from you. And I was like,
yeah, I learned of it yesterday from my producer. I had never heard of them before. They were completely, totally new to me. I was like, this is interesting. I
do want to say, like, this is something that I would be agreeing with TIG on just by the title alone. I'm not going to say that I don't want to get your stream taken down because I don't know what we can and can't say on YouTube. But if you can see where my mouse is pointing to. But I'm wondering if that's really what they're going to talk about.
The child sexual thing?
Oh, we can say it. Okay, yes.
I don't even know why they have that as a topic on there.
Well, people used Minecraft, Roblox, and
true. Very, 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 very true.
Among Us to lure children, including Fortnite, which is why I'm, as a parent, I'm very. My son doesn't play games without me knowing about it. Let's just put it that way. He's like, Dad, you're smothering me. I'm like, no, son, I'm protecting you.
Yeah, I believe TIG even has their hands in Roblox.
That's what I heard. I couldn't find in our last minute thing too much. But when I Googled TIG, I also found this. It's not really TIG, but it came up when I Googled it. But here, this is why. So the anti-cheat expert.
Yeah, they're doing a session on the anti-cheats as well.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what, like, my main concern. I wish we had John here to talk about this, but you know.
Yeah, because he's an expert in things like this.
As Kingdom Come Deliverance says, man proposes, God disposes. In this case, we have to make our own things here. But one thing we know, as we've been covered, as all of us, Hypnotic, I think you've covered it a couple of times. I know I've covered it with my own clips. But
yeah, Kata's covered it.
People like SBI and Out Making Games, all these quote unquote consultancy firms, they say they're for mental health and making gaming a safe space, all this other stuff, but they put a narrative on it. They give you a feel good title, but underneath it is the most toxic and vile. I'm trying not to swear here. Garbage. That's just spreads hate. So when they say anti-cheat, what are they really saying? What are they really talking about with the anti-cheat? I think I know why. Know what it is. But it's just a theory.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into later.
Definitely. I mean, it's pretty, given it's like 2 weeks till, I have to say it's pretty early.
I don't want to say anything. I think I told you, so I don't want to say anything until it happens, that we have actual news as it develops. But it's good to bring awareness that they are going in here. They are inside our games. They are in bed. It's just like with Gamergate, the original Gamergate. Original Gamergate, we found out that the game journalist and the game developer were in bed with each other. And they defended each other against their own consumers. Now we're seeing, I'll give you the game developer perspective. This is when these companies were first coming out. And I was an intern back then. I'm not some big AAA developer. I'm an freelancer. So don't think I made some great games. I just was called in to help whenever they needed extra hand. But when I was an intern, I was told by certain prominent game developers, which I'm going to keep their names quiet, so I don't get them in trouble, that these are idea guys. And idea guys were those people that would come to these GDCs, they would come to conventions, or even just found them on the street and say, "Hey, I heard you're a game developer," and this happens to me too. And they'd be like, "Yeah, like, well, I have an idea for a game. Why don't you make a game like this?" But they have no high concept, which is like the very basic pitch of the game on one piece of paper. They don't have a game designer document, which is a game design. It's basically it's the Bible about everything about the game. They don't even have a prototype. So since these people couldn't get their ideas pitched or made into games, they would either try to cancel their bosses or they would leave to come back as the idea guys. So they don't make games at all. So they're not lying when they say we don't make games, but they're out here telling people who make games how to make games, and they're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. If you want a perfect example of it, look what SBI tried to do with Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong said LOL no. So then you had Rebecca what's her name? Rebecca Williams of IGN. It's Rebecca something. But she comes out and says all these slanderous things because I don't know if you have the clip, Scoob, but to quote Kim Blair at the one SEC conference she was at a couple of years back, if you don't get the resources I probably got this wrong. She has the clip. If you don't get the resources you're asking for when you ask for them, go to your marketing, go have a cup of coffee with your marketing team, and just terrorize them with the possibility of what's going to happen if you don't get what you want. So in this case, since SBI was snubbed from Black Myth Wukong by Game Science, the possibility of what's going to happen if SBI didn't get what they want is they were going to be slandered as a racist, sexist, alt-right, video game company, which was kind of funny because if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would have offended a Chinese video game company, I would have looked at you funny. So when we look at these, I think Scoob's went AFK for a second. Okay. You had that video I sent you? Because I did quite a
No, I don't believe I do.
I sent it to you. You want me to send it to you again on Discord?
You can. I can see if I can try and pull it up once you do. But continue.
But yeah, I was just trying to carry on since you were away.
Yeah.
But, basically, I was using Black Myth Wukong and how SBI tried to strong arm them into letting them advise them on what was good for their game. And these guys said, "Fuck no, we're not." And then Rebecca Valentine or Williams, what's that IGN journalist's name? She has me blocked now. I never contacted her, but when I said she could get sued for lying about game science, the next thing I knew when I went to cover the video game and see what she was saying next, I found out she blocked me. I was like, "Holy shit! I never interacted with you. I don't follow you, nothing, and I'm already blocked." But yeah, it's loaded now for you on the Discord. But this is why I put the SBI thing in the beginning of all my Lavistro plays.
Well, I mean, it really doesn't surprise me that Sweet Baby Inc. is also showing up this year and doing their own little session.
I can see if I can host it.
Don't remember. I mean, Kim Blair is actually there this year doing her session with a session with the GDC. She's doing her own little segment like she did last time. And I'm actually kind of curious towards how colorful that's going to be.
I can try to share it if you can't share it. I can try.
And I kind of wonder if anybody's going to make any recordings of that.
They might, but I think now that they're onto us, like I was telling you, they're watching us YouTubers. Look, just a couple of years ago, Ubisoft would not even care what Smash JT said, right? They wouldn't even care what game developers say, for example. And now they're listening to us. They're cutting out the quality assurance game testers, and they're using
If you're
YouTubers.
creative working in
Here we
AAA,
go.
which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. And just terrify them, terrify them, terrify them. And just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
When I heard that speech, I remember when I was in the Army, I had to learn about domestic terrorism, and one of the things they used was the FBI's definition for it. So when she said all that, it reminded me of that little military class I had to take about domestic terrorism, because we had those militias that we had militias that tried to pose as U.S. soldiers, come on bases just to try to steal military weapons in certain locations. Like certain bases had to be aware of that. Or once I was stationed in Fort Bliss, and I had to be aware. Like I was stationed at Fort Lewis once, and they made us aware of the Communist Party of the United States causing problems. This was during Occupy Wall Street. And then we had, when I was in El Paso, we had to be made aware of the cartel as part of the domestic terrorism classes for certain. Not everyone had those classes. It was certain units or certain ranked individuals or people with a certain job. And part of my job, even though I was in artillery, required me to know that stuff, because I was in charge of a lot of weapons systems and access to them. They had to be aware who I talked to and stuff like that. So when it was useful for when this came up, I was like, holy shit, she's promoting terrorism to a bunch of people on video.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder. I mean, some of these companies that are going to be at the GDC that are not consultant companies, but rather game companies like Obsidian, Ubisoft, and so forth. It makes you wonder who's going to be dragged down to the point where another is going to buy the other. Like Ubisoft.
Yeah,
is a perfect example.
Ubisoft might not be here in 2 years. Might not.
Yeah, it might not. I mean, have you seen the stock?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their stock has dropped immensely. It's pretty damn cheap, like to the point where I could buy some.
I was thinking about that. Like I want to be able to say, yeah, I bought some AAA stock before they shut down. I mean, if you were here last April, I managed to sell all my Disney stock because Bob Iger was pronounced the actual CEO. They weren't going to change. That was back when.
I think you remember. I think I remember you telling me about that.
I was giving all that stock money to Hypnotic and other channels rather than keeping it. People were like, you should invest that. It's like, to me, it's blood money. It's not Disney money anymore to me. I was like, I would feel sick. So instead, I'm going to invest it in people who have a platform and a channel and a voice better than me to use that to grow, so people can be aware of what kind of a monster Disney is now. If I would have known I was going to be at my own podcast, I probably would have just used that and bought myself all the stuff I needed.
But yeah, I mean,
I've broken
in
so
all
many
honesty,
times.
in all honesty, I really can't wait to hear about some of the things that are going to come out of the GDC.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, naturally, those consultants, those DEI consultants, you know, they're going to get very colorful. They're going to put their foot in their mouths like they always do, and then they're going to get caught.
Yeah.
And then when they get caught, they're going to start spewing out random answers that we know make absolutely no sense and aren't true.
Yeah. And
And of
that's
course, their buddies, the game companies and stuff, the Western ones, they'll eat it all up and say, "Oh yeah, it's all cool. We believe you. We'll take you."
Yeah.
Whereas other companies, the companies, Eastern companies and companies like Nintendo and stuff, they're giving us games that we've asked for, and they're not using those agencies.
Yeah, and
And
we could talk trash about how Nintendo handles certain things all we want, but end of the day, at least you're giving quality games. Knock on
yeah,
wood.
I mean,
Knock on wood, because Nintendo is shaking.
well,
a
yeah,
little.
knock on wood, because, but the thing is, though, is that the GDC, of course, Nintendo's going to be there as well. So it kind of makes you wonder how much they're going to try and pressure Nintendo. Because I mean, certain game companies, they can only last so long before they bend the knee.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to see that we have a lot of game companies that are just kind of still sticking it to the consultant agencies that appear at the game developers conference, be it Sweet Baby Inc. or the newbies, to me, or at least the new one to me.
Like out making
TIG,
games and TIGs. Yeah.
yeah, all of them. All we can hope is that they don't get, like, even Black Girl Gamers, they're going to be back there as well.
Oh yeah, it was already put in there.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it makes you wonder, how much worse is it going to get, or is there anything that's going to be solved? Or, are we going to be going 1 foot forward? Or are we going to be coming 1 foot backwards? And this all this kind of stuff is almost always decided at the GDC.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to point out, Scooby. I'm going to put this in a horribly. This is a horrible Lavistro allegory. Okay. Did you know? Do you know what that the pine cone is? The pine seed of pine trees.
No.
They are. They have the seeds inside. Did you know the pine cone only opens up for the seeds to come out at a certain temperature? I can't remember the exact temperature, but it's like 400 or something like that, if I remember correctly. My dad's an arborist. He went to college to study trees after the Vietnam War, and so he has all this freaking tree knowledge. Is what I'm getting at. But the pine trees, the way they are designed, or way their ecosystem design is, they burn quickly. Of course, like the dead ones burn really quick. So all these pine cones open up during the forest fires, and they drop to the ground, and they grow up to new trees. And this is kind of how it is right now. We are seeing the old giants that we grew up with, like Ubisoft. They made, like, I love them for their Sam Fisher games, right? Splinter Cell. You have BioWare, known for their great stories. All these great companies with great games, one after Rockstar, GTA, you name it, right? And they're starting to burn up. And we've called it out consistently, and we refuse to buy their games consistently. So we voted for a wallet. That they're starting to fall. And yes, the Chinese companies buy them up or they fall apart. I got it. But we're not looking at that pine cone. And to me, that pine cone is, and some of your people might be JDA supporters and hate me for this, but Warhorse Studios with Kingdom Come Deliverance. There was that RoboCop Rogue City. I forget who made that game. Namco or something? I can't remember. You have all these companies, smaller companies, making AA game titles. Power World, freaking and Shroud is one I want to shout out. That are good games that are well designed, well made, almost AAA level at a lower budget, that is getting a niche audience of themselves. Warhorse started as a Kickstarter for KCD. And granted, you can say, yes, they are funded by Eraser Group, 3%. I have to put that out there. You got Deep Silver funding them, who made the remake of whatchamacallit, Saints Row, right? So you can point to all these flaws, which we should always be wary of. But there's these new companies coming out that, if they keep the course that they are in right now, they will replace Ubisoft, they will replace Obsidian, they will replace all these other ones to become the new giants, and hopefully reset this, in my personal cycle. I may be naive here, but reset the whole cycle to gaming as it used to be. We are slowly seeing the pendulum swing and a return to reclaiming gaming as it once was, focusing on gameplay, where we didn't care if Scooby Pup was a girl or not, or Hypnotic was Hispanic or not. We didn't care about your politics, your race, your religion, none of that. We cared about, do you like this game? Do you want to play this game? And that's all we cared about. We're seeing a slow return to that. It's going to take time, because we had 10 years of this going on. But you got to remember that games were made 10 years in the process. So you have to add another 10 years of the games that came before Gamergate and all this stuff came about. So this was stuff in the making that's slowly returning back to original form.
Yeah, but I mean, due to some of the games that we've been getting recently, do you think anything's gonna change like that while the GDC is around?
I think what's going to have to happen is we do have insiders. If we look at Smash AT, that are in BioWare, that are in Ubisoft, right? People, I don't want to give a person's name out, Scoop, but there's a guy who works for a game studio, right? That works on certain shooter games that we know, who's also part of a YouTuber circle as well, that we all know as well. Now, I don't want to say it live on stream. I will put it in the private chat so Scoop can decide how she wants to handle this, because I don't want to cause him any trouble. But he's part of one of their sub circles, or was part of, before they shut it down. They had to shut it down, not because there were some disagreements, it was because they weren't getting as many views as they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tabletop group, but he's still working on with that group made their own group after branching away from this group I mentioned, and they're making tabletop games, and he's still a game designer, and he made he was one of the guys that helped make Jedi Knight games, Jedi Academy games. He's old as fuck, right? But he's out there. He's focused on the game. So we will see these crazies leave eventually, because as I forget who originally says it, but I'm not taking credit for it. But it was, the saying goes, money talks, bullshit walks. Eventually, these companies are hurting. We're seeing companies say we're returning to non-woke games, so to speak, in a certain way.
Yeah, I get it. And but yeah, a lot of these websites, a lot of YouTubers, we've had YouTubers like Hypnotic, Geeks and Gamers, Kata, all of the usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
They've all covered this kind of stuff, and I have yet to see them be wrong about anything. And to be quite honest, I can't wait until this GDC comes along, this year's GDC comes along, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say about it. I really can't. I mean,
I'm
I
more
honestly
worried
think,
about Tencent and the Chinese game companies buying all these companies up.
yeah, who was it, Tencent, that was thinking about buying out again? Was it, what was it, Ubisoft?
I want to say it's Ubisoft, but I think I might be confusing them with someone else. I think it's Tencent. Tencent's been buying a lot of companies, but you know the people who I think it was Tencent, because you ever heard of Visions of Mana, the game that came out last year?
Yeah, yeah,
It
I've
did
heard about it.
so well, right? Do you know what happened to the dev studio?
No, I didn't see what happened to it, but I did play it. I liked
The,
it.
de-
I
the
thought it was
devs
fun.
got shut down by Tencent. Tencent shut them down, even though the studio was doing so well.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
insane.
they bought a lot of these companies up. They're buying them up. They'll let them stay up for a little bit, and they shut them down. So I'm wondering what's going on with Tencent on this case. Now you can say, "Oh, you're just paranoid because they're Chinese." No, if they were a freaking American doing this, I'd be saying, "Okay, why are you buying these gate companies up and shutting them down?" Like, what's the first off? That's a big. It's like with people like Visions of Mana who were working on these games and they succeed and they made their money, their money's worth, right? You earned their money from them, and you're going to shut them down like that's kind of a dick move. Pardon my friend, but with someone like Ubisoft, first off, why the fuck did you buy Ubisoft if you're just going to shut them down? Why did you buy them?
I mean, if Ubisoft is going to be bought over by someone, they could at least be bought over by somebody who knows either A, what they're doing, or B, who isn't doing as bad, but most likely is doing the same kind of shit that they are.
Yeah, but I don't know. I try not to read much into these things because I don't like delving into conspiracy theories. I have my theories, but until they're usually confirmed or I have enough evidence to support that it's a probability, I usually don't share them. But it's one thing I feel on Tencent is I'd keep an eye out for Tencent. They're becoming more popular in the news media right now.
But
Now, I don't think they're going to be woke, but I personally think they'll be like Capcom. Because Tencent also owns NetEase Games, which is known for microtransactions. Granted, NetEase made the First Ascendant, which was a great game. I loved it. But the grinding for the loot system got impossible later on, that you kind of had to buy the skins. But I love the game. I really do. In fact, the First Ascendant was the reason Goonergate came about. So
yeah, I think that's around when the first Gamergate started, which is where we had
no,
that
not the first
wonderful little
Gamergate.
streaming event.
No, that's not the first Gamergate. The first
No,
Gamergate.
I'm sorry, that's not the first Gamergate. That's the second one, is where they have the screaming event. The first Gamergate, I wasn't really around for it, and what I mean by around for, like, I mean, when the first Gamergate came out, I was so into my games that I really just wasn't paying attention to anything.
I just got out of the military, was in school, and they started telling us, like, part of our thing was we had to ask devs what their opinion of Gamergate was. And I was like, the fuck is Gamergate? Like, I just fresh out of military. Like, I kept my main focus on I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to focus on my mission. I'll worry about what civilians are doing when I come out of the military. Like, I didn't even know beyond who the president was, and like certain movies come out, I didn't really know much of anything about the civilian world. So when I came out and heard all this pop culture stuff, I asked the question to Mike Laidlaw, who was the one of the devs I had to interview for my college thesis, and he ended up becoming my mentor during my last few years of college. And he told me when I asked about Gamergate, what he was like, he says, "Let me tell you this." Is what he told me. Let me tell you this. If you make a game solely for shock value, social justice, or money, it ceases to be art. It ceases to be a game.
Yeah.
That's what the exact words. This is Mike Laidlaw, the creative director of the original Dragon Age series. He wrote on Jade of Empire. He worked at BioWare. And I have that video to this day. I don't use it because it shows his face. It was like a Discord interview. And I never got his permission to use that, but I have it, you know, and I cut that clip out and I watch that once a month just to remind me of that when I make my games, because we all have our politics. We all have our beliefs. But when we create art, we have to shut ourselves from that. And I don't think the game developers today have that, except for the select few and hopefully the rising new game devs. Because most game devs today, most of them either haven't gone to game design school, they went to a programming school or something, or they watched a
They're
YouTube video
hiring
on
the
how
wrong
to make a
people.
game. Yeah, they're hiring the wrong people. Did you know that Bethesda? This is one of the reasons why Bethesda's games are always broken. But did you know one of the main requirements Bethesda used to look for when they hired new game designers was, did you mod a Bethesda game? Because they had their own software, Papyrus, their own coding language, and they looked into people who were modding to hire from because they improved the bugs in their game. They would fix the game. This is why Bethesda games are always broken, because they're broken, and you're hiring someone that went to fix that problem, right? Only to write a broken code. So it's like that vicious cycle. That's why they had that it's so good but so buggy relationship with Bethesda. And now you have Tom Howard, which I didn't realize was so short for one when I saw him on the Video Awards a while last year. But I don't know what he's doing now. It's just I just heard Elder Scrolls 6 has come out to be woke. So I haven't seen any confirmation of it, but going with BioWare Starfield and stuff, I think it's going to take these people to be taken. The leaders need to leave, and we need new blood in it that's going to focus on the games, or they need to shut down. And the gamers that have passion for games that built their own companies need to step in and fill in the big shoes.
I think that's probably what's going to be happening a lot. Because I mean, here's an example. One of the games that's coming out, which I'm really looking forward to, Lost Soul Aside. That game was made by one man. And he did it as a passion project just to see what the Unreal Engine 5 was like. He was a big fan of Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy, and he wanted to put the two aspects together and make a game demo.
Yeah.
And he put it up on YouTube, and it got so much attention, so many likes, that when Sony saw it, they said, we'll give you the money. You can open your own studio, you can make the game, but we have to have the first exclusive. Now, right there, that's a sign of, when you have true fandom running through you, and you do that kind of stuff, you're going to get noticed. Yeah. And he got noticed, and he was able to make his own studio, and now he can make his own stuff. And a lot of his stuff that he has that he's ready to put out looks pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. I got noticed because I was working on indie studios, and I was, and before the PAWCAST, I had a channel, which wasn't Lavistro Plays or anything like that. It was my actual name. And I'm showing like how can you recreate this mechanic you saw in a video game in Unreal Engine 4 at the time. Well, I had a live stream going on, and someone I wasn't thinking. I really wasn't thinking about what I was doing. I never do when I work or play video games. Someone asked me a political question, and I decided to give the historical answer. It was about the bad guy from World War II. But because I said the actual word, YouTube shut my channel down. But before that happened, that was easy. Before that happened, I had actually got noticed by AAA studios as a called-in guy for during crunch times. Hey, we need bodies for this game. You seem to understand how our mechanics work. If you sign this NDA, we will pay you to work on our games, and we'll keep you in our list for upcoming projects. I was working from home or where I live, close to there was a couple of AAAs close to where I used to live. Go over there. Well, my son was a baby. He had a nursery in there. I'd drop him off in the nursery, go work for a couple hours, come home, right? And I was getting noticed on there until I opened my big mouth. So, yeah, it's amazing when people care, like they care about the project. I'm not trying to use my own relations here, but just give you another example of what you're saying. Like there's people out there that are getting rewarded for having the passion and caring about IPs.
I mean,
Or
it goes. I mean, just like with the games, if you're passionate enough to even so much as even remake the game, people will go after that remake. For example, EA in the American McGee, Alice Madness Returns.
Yeah.
The whole Alice Madness series, it was supposed to be 3 games. But EA nixed the 3rd game. But so many people were such fans of the Alice Madness series that they begged EA to make another. EA said no. So some people were saying, were writing into EA. They were actually asking, can you at least, that people were trying to get the chance. People were trying to get the okay to make the game themselves, to make the 3rd game themselves. I mean, that's how passionate some fans can be. They'll offer their own service to say, hey, we'll do the work for you. And when you're going up to a AAA company and doing that, that says a lot. But when it comes to like having to do things on your own, it's completely different. And you have companies going to the game developers conference. They're good companies, maybe the small indie companies, and they come across you have some good consultant companies. I'm pretty sure that I have no doubt in my mind that there's probably going to be some pretty damn good ones. And then they're probably going to just come across the one bad apple.
Yeah. Well, here's an example I want to point out. As you were mentioning it. So I have the Gamer-Lit Games list here. Showing the copies sold, the price and revenue, right? Average playtime, review score. Right here's what I want to point in. There's a guy, the PAL World, right?
Yeah.
7 guys, right? Like 6 or 7 guys. So 19.1 million copies. And we all know it was inspired by, people like to say it was ripped off, but no, it was inspired by Pokemon. Because people see it as
a great game.
Yeah, Pokemon with guns. And you got survival RPG mechanics. You got all this stuff, and it's great. It has a great story. 5 guys built it, and as a game designer who uses Unreal Engine, I can tell you which was their own assets and which was bought from the Unreal Engine market. But it was made so well that you can't really tell unless you've worked in the engine, right? But they made right now, according to this, if you want to share it the screen, I have it shown here.
I can see if we have it. Okay.
All right. So up here on the top here, you see the blue highlight. I hope everyone can see. I zoomed in as much as I can. You got Power.
You might need to You might need to make it larger. Okay.
Let's see if I can. All right. That's about as much as I can do. Yeah, that's about as much as I can do. But
okay, so Pal World copies sold 1.9 million.
19.1 million.
Oh, 19.1 million. Sorry.
And the revenue is almost $500 million. Right? You got a 94%. I had to screw it down because I don't have a side scroll for the bottom. It has a 94% review score and it's classified as a AA game by Pocket Pair. And you remember, Nintendo is going after them for what they say, quote unquote, ripping them off, right? Even though they, quote unquote, ripped off Dragon Warrior, if I remember. Dragon Warrior Pocket Monsters, whatever. But Sony comes in and sees the potential of this game as their own version of Pokemon, right? And they says, we'll let you be whoever you want, but we're gonna buy you. We're gonna basically fund you, right? So they basically are under Sony now. They have Sony's legal shield under them, and so they could be another company that's going to come out. There's another one, Helldivers. We can all argue about it, but if they did not pull that stupid PSN account thing, all right?
I was not a big fan of Helldivers, but if I do recall, it's coming to the PlayStation.
It was. Oh, it was going to be, you had to be on Steam and use the PSN account. And the problem was, gamers said, no, we're not doing that. So then they retracted that statement. They said, oh, we're not going to do that anymore. But then they had a history in the summer, because I stopped playing it during that time period. But one of my friends said they have a history now of giving a new item or something like that, new feature, and then nerfing it later on. So, but Helldivers 2 is another example of a company that offered something fresh and new. And you can people say it's woke, but I can argue that it's making fun of democracy, because that's the whole gimmick. It's making fun of the absolute democracy, right? It's making it look like a joke that you're fighting all these bugs and robots and everything else, but it's still fun and engaging. And they had some horrible community managers as well, but the game itself stayed pure to just a fun game. There's Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, wow, that's AAA though. You see, there's if we look, No Man's Sky is another one I will point out. It's better than Starfield, and it's an indie title, AA. There are games out there if all we have to do is look, and they're coming. So I understand, like, when people say, but I love this game. I wish they would not have gone woke. I wish someone would buy them and do what Elon did to Twitter. You know what? So do I. But not everyone's Elon Musk. Sometimes I had to do this with Star Wars. I had to say goodbye to Star Wars. And I'm a big Knights of the Old Republic fan. One of my favorite characters is Darth Revan, which I know is one of yours too.
Oh yeah, I love Revan. I actually have a cosplay costume of Revan.
Yeah, but I had to say goodbye.
I ran around dressed as a man twice.
I had to say goodbye to Star Wars. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to be willing to let it go. And when we let it go, it'll either fall off the cliff, or it's going to bounce off the rock and come back up and wake up and realize, I am the Star Wars you know again, or I am the game you play, you loved again. So it's going to either wake up, or it's going to go into oblivion. But there are companies out there that are coming out that I feel we should watch out for now, and we should show our support. Now, don't support them just because they're a new company. That's where we go wrong. Support them because you like the games they're making. And you show that support and you promote that game, it's going to help them get better, and they're going to have that niche base. And hopefully, kind of like From Software. From Software, when they came up with Elden Ring, they were attacked by all the other game devs, right? For giving the players what they want. But instead of bending the knee or anything, they said, hey, we made this much money. Thank you, Forsaken. Basically, the players in the game, right? Was it Forsaken, or it's been a while since I played Elden Ring. I rage quit that game. I forgot how tough that game was. I was like, oh my goodness.
But the way things are right now, I get nervous when people say they're making a remaster of a game or a remake of the game, and then you look behind it and you find out that they're using a consultant agency
Yeah, well, yeah.
Some agency that they met at the conference and such. And it's kind of like, oh man. And then next thing you know, you have to keep an eye on the game. You want to buy it first day, but because of that, you have to keep an eye on the game and just wait and see what happens. And then, of course, even through the commercials and gameplay and stuff like that, you still don't know what's going on because you won't know the full story until it comes out.
Yeah. And Black Myth Wukong, they labeled it a AAA game, but when it came out, it was originally listed as a AA game.
Yeah.
17 million copies sold. I streamed that game, beat that game 100%, and it was a fucking good game. I had my
not only that,
criticism, but it was good.
Well, not only was it good, but also, and I'm surprised developers and stuff didn't take this to fucking heart.
Because they have pride.
And that is the Game Awards. When it came to the actual gamers, when it came to what they voted on, Black Myth Wukong got Game of the Year.
In Steam, Black Myth Wukong got Game of the Year as well. Because it was actual gamers voting on it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that the game journalists...
When it came to the actual award show itself,
let me put it this way. What happens when someone admits they were wrong online, on, say, Twitter? Not back then, just in general. I'm wrong. Right? Like, I'm wrong. This was actually a bad take. My bad. What do usually people do to that person? They roast them.
Yep.
We've all done that. Okay, let's be honest. I've done it too. Part of it is because we want to be justified, and part of it is we told you. A good
example of that would be Cyberpunk. The guy came out, said, "I'm sorry, I'm wrong," etc., etc. What happened? People roasted his ass.
Yeah. Now I don't know the full history of Cyberpunk, right? Like what's going to be went on and all that stuff. But he came clean about it, right? So I'm going to say, like, what do you think these journalists, what happened to these journalists after years upon years upon years of trying to tell a narrative and have to come out and say Black Myth Wukong, or even before that, Hogwarts Legacy is Game of the Year? They would have to swallow shit.
Because a lot of people, which is surprising yet not surprising, because of the creator of Hogwarts, the lady who makes all the Harry Potter books, because of people tried to boycott the game just because she was involved.
Yeah, but
what happened? It didn't work.
Yeah, and that thing's like, I want to say it's a two-edged sword, right? When someone comes out and says, "Hey, we're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to stick to our guns on this," and people say no, right? And they and eventually they say, "Oh, we were wrong about this. We're sorry. We're going to fix this." We have one of two options, and it's a case-by-case basis. I want people to understand it's a case-by-case basis. And
hold on a second. We got a special guest hopping in.
Uh-oh. Fury Stan.
Fury Stan, hi.
How you guys doing? How's it going? Been a busy day. Had a problem with my car being chewed by rats. Fixing cable. How's it going?
Good. So as you can see, we're covering the GDC and Rockstar Games. Right now we're going over GDC and game sales and such.
Okay.
Lavistro, you want to continue?
Go ahead, Lavistro.
Hold on. I saw your message to me, Dan.
What's up?
We'll talk about that later offline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, I want to say I'm saying disclaimer. I don't know the full situation with Cyberpunk. All right. I have a memory problem. I'm going to say that. I have a memory problem. So I don't remember everything about Cyberpunk. But they came out and admit they were wrong. That would probably be a thing where we could have said something like, you know what? Thank you for noticing. Thank you for trying to make it right. And we'll give you a chance to fix yourself, right? But in case of like, well, I should have never talked about this guy, but he's a perfect example. JDA in his KCD2 narrative that keeps getting debunked over and over and over again. If he said, you know what, I'm wrong, this and that, and we've been telling him he's wrong, right? That kind of a situation where he was always calling people the most vilest words and trying to ruin people's lives, especially Alyssa Mercante as well. She came out and says, probably a better example. I'm wrong on this. That's probably something that we would give them shit for, right? Like that would be like, okay, you know what? We told you were wrong. We gave you so many chances. We're gonna forgive you, but we're still gonna give you shit. But do better, right? That's like that thing where you like if someone comes out and says they're wrong, they mean it. Give them forgiveness, right? But let their actions speak to the quality of their repentance. If they give them an out. The woke has never given these people an out. So in a case like Daniel Vavra, he was attacked by the left, right? Now he's being attacked by what he perceives as the right. So he's behaving in a way that's not very professional. And it's because there's a lot of people on our side as well not forgiving companies. So support the companies that are giving you what you want. Call them out on their bullshit. And if they do make a wrong call and they admit to that and try to do what's right, if they're trying to do the right thing and you can see that they're trying to do the right thing, give them that chance. But always remember, it's a company with humans running a company. So it's not like we can't just hate them just because of XYZ. We have to hate them. We have to judge them by their action, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Dan, do you expect anything to come out of Game Developers Conference other than good clips of people probably filming with their phone of developers and consultants putting their foot in their mouth?
To tell the truth, I'm kind of confused about it because I know I'm late to hear about the news source. So, what do you mean? Like, what they have? What did they wrong with the game or?
Well, the Game Developers Conference is when basically all the game developers out there, all the game writers and consultants and such, they gather together, have sessions like little training things, little speeches, awards, and whatnot. And it all takes over there. And I don't know if you remember last year about all the writers and stuff getting together in a park screaming at the conference center.
Uh-huh.
That was over Gamergate Part 2, and that was all done over at the GDC. The Sweet Baby Inc. Kim Belair incident, that was took off at the GDC. And a lot of consultants, that's where they seem to either A, get their start, or B, just start to put their foot in their fucking mouth. I mean, this year I learned about a new one thanks to John Richards, who was supposed to be today's guest, called TIG. And apparently they have a lot of game companies that work with them, such as Ubisoft as one of them. Even though it's not a game company, but they even have Discord that works with them. And they specialize in inclusivity with games and safety.
Well,
That's the kind of stuff that shows up at the GDC. Now, granted, it doesn't start for another 2 weeks or so.
So we're talking a particular game that's coming out very soon that they are being worked on, like.
Well, we might as well switch to the next topic as it is.
Because you know what it is, I'm late and I'm being, I'm
we'll just go ahead and switch on to the next topic then. Grand Theft Auto 6.
thing with Grand Theft Auto 6, I was looking forward to that game, but there's gonna be a lot of censorship in that game. First of all, um, there's a lot of things I love about Grand Theft Auto. When I used to play Grand Theft Auto 5, I stopped playing it because they were doing a lot of modding with the vehicle being flying over you and not letting you like succeed in the mission. But with this one here, what I'm worried about is the censorship to the game, the censorship to the music. First of all, you won't be able to beat up, people like that anymore in the game like we used to do in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And that thing is, I think, is unfair. Like for instance, I like to get in the car and just drive around and be able to do what I normally do before I end up doing starting missions and stuff like that. Get used to the games that I play. But I mean, the only thing I don't like about this game right now so far, it's gonna take a lot of memory out of your computer. This is gonna be taking a whole lot of memory because it's gonna be a big game. For all I'm hearing, and might as well just buy like a 4 terabyte hard drive just to run it. But I mean, I'm very right now. As I'm gonna just move on out of this game. This is my perspective on that one.
Well, you don't have to worry about buying a hard drive for this game.
Okay.
The reason being is they have not announced a PC release date.
Oh, all right. So what about for consoles?
It's not for consoles, so you better hope your console can handle it.
Well, I got a PC.
You can't buy a hard drive. I don't know if you can. I haven't played console. Like I haven't been a console gamer in a long time since my son was born.
Yeah, I only buy the exclusive for the consoles and stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
But I mostly got all my games on PC though.
Yeah, well, I've been a PC gamer since my son was born because I can't play certain games with my son. They're like, Daddy, that scary monster's coming out the TV. I don't want that happening. I have a big screen TV, so I had to downgrade my monitor size, but upgrade my hardware size.
The thing is that reason why also I don't like really want to look forward for Grand Theft Auto 6 because they are actually being built not by the actual normal developers from back then that used to build the Grand Theft Auto game, but they're being developed by people like Recante.
Well, I got that video, I got that article up about the backtrack from the PC release date. You want to share that?
The one thing I'm not looking forward to about this game is,
me either.
Well, first of all, I'm not a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto games in general, which is ironic because I'm not fond of those games yet. I have no problem with the Saints Row games.
And the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, what about the customization too? What about the customization too with the multiplayer? How that's gonna turn out to be with Grand Theft Auto 6? That's another thing. We actually experienced. They were talking about the Monster Hunter game. It looks nice. I like the way it looks. The girls look pretty and everything with the Monster Hunter. But when Jay Viper was actually showcasing it yesterday, I was like really directly watching him play and building his own character. The customization was not as great as you want it to be, because when you want to customize the character, you want to customize the character the way you want it to make it look. If you want to make your character with muscle build or tight big legs, or make your character fat, they don't even have that option. So everything is just like lame. Yeah, it's like lazy, and I think hold up a second, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think for Grand Theft Auto 6 they're gonna do the same thing too.
Yeah.
While
we're talking about this, why don't you show my screen so I can showcase a couple of things while we're talking.
Another thing about Grand Theft Auto 6, though, is a lot of people are not only worried about the censorship and such. A lot of people are worried because at the moment, Rockstar isn't. I mean, they're in a good place, but at the same time, they aren't because they have a lot of rumors going on right now about the consultant agency that they've been using, and all the people that they've been partnering with to do stupid stuff like Taylor Swift, Roblox, and
that's another thing too.
As far as the GTA 6 goes, everybody's been complaining about. A lot of people have been making a big deal about one thing that really shouldn't matter, and that is ethnicity of the people in there. For me, it's kind of like, okay, one, shut the hell up about that. Yeah, the ethnicity will probably be annoying, but does it matter? No. What matters is the gameplay and the story. Will it
Yeah,
hold up?
that's the thing too. And then
But
uh,
here, go ahead.
for,
Sorry,
all I'm
I'll wait.
hearing, feminist protagonists also as well are included in the game. For all I've been seeing too through the video trailers. If there is a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't know. But so far, I saw some glimpse off a little clip of a trailer or something like that. But I saw it. I mean, I'm not liking the way this is going though with the gaming industry right now.
Well, here's why I think we're not going to worry about it for PC as of yet, because Corsair made a blunder and said that there is a PC coming out, a PC version coming out, and Rockstar Take-Two said no, there's not, as I have highlighted here, right? But if you look at, I haven't played GTA since GTA 4. I haven't played GTA 5. GTA 5 is a pretty old game. It came across 3 different generations of consoles,
including PC.
Yeah, but if you look at its history, they have a since GTA Online came out, they've been having a cheater war, as they call it, but also they've been banning mods.
That's another problem too.
Yeah. Now, anyone who's played GTA will know back in the past, the Rockstar website used to showcase mods of GTA to help expand the shelf life of their game, right? You don't do that anymore. They're very anti-modding. For example, we have this one here. Rockstar edits out transphobic content. This is from 2022.
Wow.
Right? But
there's a lot of stuff been coming out that was hitting under our noses. A lot of
this is from OMG or Out Making Games, another consultancy firm. Rockstar Games removes transphobic content from GTA. Last year we wrote an open letter. They literally admitted in the first paragraph. Open letter to Rockstar Games calling them to remove transphobic content from their games. And we're thrilled to say it appears they have. All right. Now, because I know you might have people that get this in the recommended channel because we're talking about GTA, right, Scoobs? So I do want to acknowledge, where's it at here? I lost it. That they have ban waves that been happening because of cheaters on GTA Online.
Yeah, there was a lot of cheaters on that too.
Yeah,
that I know.
But
that definitely I know.
But even on their own website and their support, people are saying innocent players are also being banned. Now, when you add all this up, it seems like Rockstar now hates modding. All right. In fact, and I'm trying to go very I'm trying to just glaze over this real quick. I did make a video on it. I'm not trying to show myself, but I don't want to hold your whole subject. This could take a whole hour if I just go into the nitty gritty. So if people want this stuff, I will literally share this to people if they ask for it. They know how to get a hold of me. But there's an article here, why Rockstar hates modding, GTA modders. And it talks about the origins, right? They even removed the Vice City mod that puts GTA 4 into GTA 5. They argue about intellectual property and revenue streams. They mentioned a hot coffee mod that Hillary Clinton had an issue with back in the early 2000s, which was not part of the original game. It was cut content that was still in the game files, but you would not be able to access that unless you modded and hacked the game.
You remember the city they built on GTA 5? They built a whole entire
Liberty City.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I played that one time, like a couple of years ago.
I actually had that article here, I believe.
That was crazy, bro. From I think it was Los Santos or something that you actually leave.
Yep.
And just keep going straight to towards the end. End up going to Liberty City. That was cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say one thing is definitely for sure when it comes to GTA 6, and I have no doubt about this in my mind. I do not think in the slightest bit that it will ever, and I mean, I do not think it will ever reach the numbers that GTA 5 did.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't
But
think so.
my main reason for being is like my main reason why I'm pointing this out is you add this as well as Ubisoft saying gamers should be comfortable with not owning their own games. They're trying to tell us that we're not buying the digital copy of the game. We are buying a license for the game. We're basically renting the game for as long as it's on the server. They're wanting to take control of the narrative because what happened recently, I know I'm talking KCD2, but this is recent news. What happened on Nexus recently with KCD2? The Kuman Musa was removed. The white, basically making Musa Kuman or a white dude was removed, but the black Henry's kept on. Modders will come by and they'll either fix the game, they'll use AI to correct the voices, they'll fix the storyline if it's wrong, they'll remove trans characters if they want to. We've seen all that happen.
I seen the one they did with Spider-Man too. They removed
they keep removing that content, but modders are making that content to get rid of the woke BS. They're like, okay, we'll buy your game, but for our game, we're going to take this stuff out and we're going to modify it. That's what modding means. We modify the game to fit a certain feel, a certain design. It's basically like customizing our game.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say is, when you buy a game, right? It's you're supposed to value your game. It's your game. You can do whatever you want. I'm the consumer that bought the product, so I can be able to mod and do whatever I want to do with the game. But the problem is with these people, they want to control what we do.
Yeah, and if they can control, and says, "Oh no, we're giving you a license, we're giving you a ticket to play the game," then that means that there could be no alternative version of the game, which we're not selling. We're just making a mod and say, "Hey, if you like this mod, you want to try it out? Here, we're going to put this on the website." Which is why I keep trying to find these fan mods. I keep trying to, like, my Discord has a library. It's a small library, but I'm trying to find all the band mods and alternate sites for people to have a one-stop shop to look at and find out for themselves. But this means now that, let's say someone disagrees, doesn't like how one of the characters in Rockstar games looks, or they don't want to deal with trans characters or gay characters. Maybe they had a better experience with these individuals, or maybe they don't think that it fits the lore of the game and they want to enhance it to make it better, right? Now Rockstar can say, okay, you can't do that because we control the narrative, we control how you will play the game. And it's like how, and I love this Star Wars line, I'm going to use it, I love using it. It's like how Princess Leia tells Governor Tarkin, the more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more the star systems will slip from your fingers. The more these game devs and wokies tighten their grip on the game to control the game, the more gamers are going to slip through their fingers and find something else.
There's always a wormhole for everything. Believe me. Yeah, there's always, because let me tell you something right now. The internet is a big space. There's always a hole to crawl through and get out and come back in. Because believe me, I believe it. Just know, like the internet is like the outer space. It's infinity completely. It's never. It just keeps going and going and going. It keeps processing more information. So you think people are not gonna find a way to do a mod and GTA 6 or any other game? I did mods with Resident Evil 3 when I put the old Nemesis in there, his face and everything, and I made Jill body explode. You know, like it's not more like I'm dead serious. I was doing crazy stuff with Resident Evil 3 remake. I fixed the whole game completely. And I had so much fun with it. I also added the clock tower. I
also want to give credit to Savvy, because when I read this tweet, I know we were all covering it, but when I read this tweet, this literally did that whole my own autistic red string board of remembering all these things. This is what I love about us content creators in our tweets nowadays, is that we can read something or watch something and we can remember and add on to that.
All I gotta do is
remember this or that about GTA or whatever. So shout out to the Savvy, who I don't think if she mentioned it, we probably wouldn't have this conversation today about GTA 5 or GTA 6. I should say.
Savvy is like an FBI. She'll find everything.
Yeah, Savvy. If you want to know something, you go to Savvy. Savvy will deep dive down the rabbit hole. Without even
I sent her my
even Master of the TDS. Master of TDS ain't dumb either. He'll find his shit too.
That's Master of TDS is real good at it.
Oh yeah, he's definitely good at that too.
I give him shout out.
I sent Savvy because I want to see what she could do with it. I sent Savvy my JDA Chronicle I found that had like everything JDA did since 2000, since Comicsgate and Sci-Fi Con, down to his election attempt. I was like, if I could find this and stuff, I wonder what Savvy can find if I just give her this link. She hasn't. I don't think she's used it yet, or she probably is, and her husband has never seen her come out of her room. I don't know, but I can only imagine what she could find with that. If I could find JDA saying God is racist on a tweet from 4 years ago, and it's from that website, I wonder what she could find. And but shout out to her. We do have people.
Oh yeah, big shout out to not only Madam Savvy but also to Master of the TDS.
Oh yeah, Master TDS. Yes.
I keep track with them all the time. Sometimes they be putting things out there, and I keep on track on that. They are really good. They're like the detectives. Like I call them Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially Master of TDS. He's great at sniffing out bots.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's the one that you can go to a commercial for any video game. Look at it you can find it on Twitter or something. And you'll see dozens of these likes or dozens of these great comments about it. He can take one look into it, dive into it, and say, hey, by the way, these are all bots. They belong to so-and-so. Don't listen to this. These are the real comments. And so he's just as good as Madam Savvy. So shout out to both of them.
Yeah, of course. That's why I read about them all the time. And once I read their topic, I have to read correctly, before I answer anything. So, but they're actually really good. I tell right now, that's a good thing with Savvy and Master TDS.
Oh, Gaming Mason, you're not one man on the crusade. He's up here earlier. OP, what's his name? OP.
James Hops.
Yeah, James Hops. He has a Gamergate 2 website, and I got put on it because we're against JDA. There's that, and then you remember BioBoost Squirrels? Like I sent him here, right? Scoops?
Yeah.
Remember him, right?
Given
do you remember BioBoost Squirrel?
I don't recall.
He's probably still here on the chat, but what I'm getting at is he's the one that sent Hypnotic that email from the lady who JDA stole her face.
Oh, yes. The Gaming Mason. The Gaming Mason. Yes, I spoke to him about
the Gaming Mason.
James Hops.
Squirrel did that.
Oh, wow.
And I asked him for a copy. He sent me some more info, which I used on my JDA video. So we got people even in the chat that are good bloodhounds that I think should be shouted out. Like every last one of you that, if you're afraid to put your voice out there and you show us this stuff, feel free. We're a community.
Yes.
We will definitely say this came from. If you say you want to be known, we'll say this came from so and so. We will obviously vet it. We're not Edemion. We're not McDizzle. All right. As much as I love Edemion, I will always give him shit for taking someone's word for it rather than betting it for himself, or he got owned for it.
And then Damian Christian.
He is, but Demion hated KCD2 so much. He was willing to take someone's word for it that this one troll comment was an embracer funder. And Daniel Bauer came out and says, yeah, this guy is not part of an embracer. I looked it up. The guy's a troll. He's an online troll account. I mean, his profile picture, the way he set up his profile, it literally spells troll, online troll. He just goes and trolls people. And he follows, and this guy also follows Scrum. So I'm like, yeah, this is why you got to validate your sources. James OP, thank you guys. Yes, James OP. But see, every last one of you that shares this stuff with us so we can look it up and share it with everyone else, y'all deserve credit for that because we're a community here. Like, I call us the bigot verse because SCOOBYPUP, Jerry Stan, and myself, right?
That's why I joined it this morning, and I was trying to send a link about a game, but I guess the Tifa bot blocked it. It was about the Terminators. It was actually the game. The link was about the people that were actually making the Terminator 2, the Terminator 2D game. Yeah, but I guess the bot. I had to follow the rules. I didn't want to get in trouble with the bigger verse, so I didn't know what to do. So I mean, I think what I had to do, I just wanted to share that information, how they were making the game.
Well,
It was
where
cool.
was it? What, in Hypnotic server?
Yeah, I sent it to them, but the Tifa bot was kicking my
Well, if
ass
it's
out.
if it's in a general cat, yeah, Steven's gonna
Yeah,
do that to you.
yeah, I know, I know.
There's certain channels you can do that in.
Yeah,
But
I
my
just
point
didn't know what to
is
say with
that
that.
we're Scooby Pup, Journey Stan, because you stream too, myself, we're like Scooby Pup and I are mods on Hypnotic's channel, right? And he's the origin of Bigot First. But every channel under that's under him, like we all share the same base. We're all, we all follow Hypnotic, right? We all subscribe to him. So all
That's
of us, it's like what I'm trying to get is like it's kind of like how Geeks and Gamers, there's Geeks and Gamers, and you have D-Day Cobra Cast, Ryan Kennel, all that, and they're the Geeks and Gamers circle. We're the Bigot Burst circle, right?
Yes.
So we all support each other. Even though Smash JT has 100K subscribers, I get to talk to him a couple of times. I'm not saying I'm this big person, but I get to talk to him. I sent him some links. Scooby Pup has given me some things a couple of times. I think I've given you a couple of things sometimes.
Yeah.
Back and forth, we all share that information and data, especially from our chat. So when you get that news out there, you're not just sharing it with just one person that's going to put on their video.
You're sharing it with everybody.
It's shared with everybody because we're all going to make videos on. We're all want to get that voice out there. So if you're afraid to share your voice, just share your knowledge. And who knows? You might be a Madam. I'm not saying go be Madam Savvy. I'm saying go if you have something you want us to know about, share it and we will look it up.
Yeah, I'm more like a graphic designer. I actually make blooper content. So that's what I do.
You're the Bigot First Legion of memers. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's what I am. That's what I do. You see the memes I had sent to Kubrutus about the ESRB labels that blew up over 7,000 views. You know how many Wokies were attacking me that day? Like over 20.
Yeah.
They were telling me you must live a miserable life. I said and then one of the guys said the only one that's living miserable is you. Because they were telling me that I didn't even answer back to those people. I don't even got time for that. I just say here's my ESRB label and Copen seed. I just said, and it's
the thing I worry about is for GTA 6 is you got people running around saying it's woke. Is it? I don't know. Game's not out.
Exactly.
Well, the game is not out because
exactly. The game's not out.
Right.
Is it? I don't know.
No,
the game's not out. What do we know about the game? Not much, other than we know they used consultant group to help make it. Yeah, we know that. What else?
Exactly. It's just like with Embracer Group and KCD. I beat the game. I only have 7 more achievements to unlock on the game for KCD, right? But it has Embracer Group. Embracer Group did fund it, right? And 3%. So I always tell people, like, I'm personally, I'm not going to get GTA 6. It's not because it's woke. It's just GTA 5 didn't feel like a GTA game for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, because
so
of the updates.
No, it's like when I first saw the game come out, it just didn't strike me as GTA. And plus, I was spoiled with Saints Row. I love Saints Row more. I love. That was before Saints Row went off the deep end with the Saints and Mars and stuff. And I was like, okay, that went too far. But
Saints Row the Third, I really liked. But I mean, like as far as GTA 6, one thing is for sure, they're never, ever going to make the amount of money that GTA 5 did.
Yeah,
because if they're not going to do this, if they're not going to pull the same stuff, the stunts, that they're not going to give you the same kind of formula and whatnot that GTA 5 provided and maybe improve on it a bit, you're not going to get the sales. And they're not doing that.
Yeah, they're not. I know, and that's what I'm saying. Is like,
they'll make money because of the name.
To know if it's woke or not.
The only reason it'll get any money, it's going to be based on the IP. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I'm looking for. Well, to answer your question, she was, how would we know? All right.
Exactly.
Sadly, Scoobs, you put yourself in a position here the moment you turn on the camera and say, "Hi, I'm Scooby Pup and I'm going to play a game." Hold on, Dan. Just let me give you a moment. Us gamers that stream games have an obligation to stream games because people are going to want to know if it's woke or not. However, that doesn't mean just because Avowed is out, you have to play Avowed. or GTA is out, you have to play GTA. But if you are interested in getting a game and you get that game and you stream it, it helps everyone else figure out, is this going to be good or not? And
Yeah,
hopefully
that's
by
why.
that time,
That's exactly why I
That's-
haven't bought Monster Hunter
Yeah.
yet.
That's the reason why yesterday, like I was saying before, when I saw Jay played it yesterday, it's like this is the first time I actually watched Jay. Is his show, because I actually end up catching up to it. When he started live, he was actually doing the introduction for the game for Monster Hunter. So I actually, you know what? I want to go see how this game is gonna be played, and there were certain things about the game I didn't like. It was I'm not agreeing with the customization of the characters. So it's giving me a second thought of not buying the game. I will buy the game because everybody's playing it just to play with the people and enjoy a great multiplayer game with them. But at the same time, it's just giving me a second thought not to buy it because of the customization of the character. You can't create the character's body the way you want it. So when I buy a game, I value on the game that I buy. So if I buy a game, I want to be able to enjoy the game with every content that's in it. But if the content is cut off and it's not there, and I'm like, bought this game, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm having a buyer's remorse. Now I don't want it because the content that I wanted in the game is not there.
Yeah, if they're gonna like change all the content to sensitive things, like if they're gonna, like, from some of the rumors that we've heard, we got the female protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of Bonnie and Clyde like, if I do recall.
Mm-hmm.
If they're gonna like change the formula that it used to have, then they're not gonna make as much money as GTA 5 did.
Yeah.
Likewise with any multiplayer that they may come out with for it. Because once the people decide, hey, we don't like this, they're not going to play it. But then again, you have like the dedicated fanboys and fangirls who will buy it just because
It's
of
GTA.
the IP name. They want to support it. So
and that's fine. Like I told those, if you, but just be honest, but if you're supporting, like for example, I told those, you like Dragon Age Developer. I think I didn't play it, but I've seen that both Game of Thrones Jesus play it, I've seen Hypnotic play it, and from what I saw, I was not impressed. Right, and I'm a Dragon Age fan. If you read the reviews, Dragon Age JV reviews, it says not for old school Dragon Age fans. This is not for fans of the original IP. But if you like the game, just be flat honest. Say, I like this game because it's a Dragon Age game. I like Dragon Age games. I like Star Wars because it's Star Wars. Like, be honest about it. If that's the reason why you like it, so people know where you're coming from, right? So people can't say, "Oh, you're being disingenuous." But if you say it's a great game and it's clearly slop compared to a game that you said was sucks, then people are going to call you a hypocrite, right? In this case, like I was saying about us playing games, when I bought KCD2 is because my fan base votes on the games I stream. And they said, yes, stream KCD1. So that way we know the story for KCD2. So they voted for both months of games. And so I was like, well, they voted for this. We heard what was going to happen, right, before it happened. But I was hesitant because I saw people who wrote on the Discord, yes, there's these things are in the game, but it's not forced. I haven't run into it, right? So we played the game all the way through. Found out that certain people were lying through their teeth. Because number one, I guarantee you, if there was child porn in the game, my stream would have been shut down. But I've had to censor my stream at least 4 times, not because of gayness or child porn, but because all of a sudden there was titties. Like,
yeah, for me, in my case,
Coolers.
when I game stream, like before I buy a game, I watch other people's game. I watch other people's streams and then decide whether I want that game.
I'm the same way.
And when it comes to game streaming, I do the same thing, only it's for older games in my case. Like when I streamed Code Vein, a lot of people were saying, I haven't played this game in so long. I'm going to re-download it. It looks fun. I'm going to get this game.
Mhm.
And then I was like, well, I'm going to stream Deadpool. See how everybody liked that. People were
That
saying,
looked like
oh,
a
I
fun
wish we could
game.
still buy this game. But
I don't know
unfortunately,
if
you
he-
can't get it from the store anymore. And then
Yeah,
I streamed
I
High on
I want to
Life.
play that game again. I
High
think
on
Oh,
Life is one that I was really, 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 really nervous about because of the amount of
cursing.
cussing and stuff that was in there. I was like, oh my God, I hope YouTube doesn't,
And the thing is,
doesn't go after me for this.
the,
And when I first started to stream it, I forget who it was, somebody in chat had said, it's a good thing you're not monetized. And I was like, oh God, I guess it is. Yeah. Because I didn't really think of anything about it. I mean, really, all I saw was a fun game that just happened to have a lot of cursing in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a very fun game. And it was one of those games that is made with love.
Yeah.
And you could tell because of the, when I do a review on it, I'll point it out. But it was just one of those games that was made with love. And that's the best type of game you can get, is when a game is made with love and attention. That's when you're going to get a good game, because people put in the effort to give you a good game. They're not going to go after hey, let's make a game, but we'll make sure to include the politics of it. People don't care about the politics when it comes to a game. We just want a damn good game.
Mm-hmm.
we just want to play a game without any politics in it. We just want to.
If
I
you want
remember,
a game that has politics done right in a game,
like,
BioShock.
I want one of those guys that I would just want to buy a game, go to the store, get a game, and just pop in the CD or buy it digitally, whatever, and enjoy it. But now, to tell the truth, the way I'm seeing it lately, I have to do an investigation before I buy a game. I have to play detective, or I have to watch somebody play the game, or I have to go through a detective test to know if the game is not woke or not. And if it's woke, I'm not buying it. That's the problem. I remember coming out of work like around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, going through traffic, try to go to GameStop and buy a game, and then take it home. Like Left 4 Dead at the time, back in the 08s, back in 2008, 2007, 2013, buying games left and right without a worry, and then seeing games on commercial. I don't even see commercial and games on commercial anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
Or I miss the gaming commercials of
Me
the
too.
90s and early 2000s, because the game developers, you knew, had no shame. You knew they were womanizers, and whatever the case you want to call them, that in modern standards today. But they would have big titty women in there in bikinis advertising the game. They were very violent. They had some actor dressed up as an old granny lady being offended by their games to make you want to buy the game, saying it's edgy, it's this, it's that, and it's the end thing.
Mhm.
Or for me, since I didn't have a TV growing up, I would read Tips and Tricks magazines, Game
Me too.
Informer,
Yep.
and that's how I would read it, and how these people, the writers,
Nintendo Power.
yeah, but the writers were gamers. They weren't what they are now. They were gamers, and they would tell you about the game in a paragraph or more, or a whole article like thing. It was all about the mechanics of the game, the story of the game, the vibrant colors, all this stuff that sold. I guarantee you, a lot of game IPs today that are out today, that are famous today, would not be famous if not for some of these articles in the past.
Exactly.
That's why, like, I do when I do Dragon Cast, I do the news, like, oh, this is what Ubisoft is saying, or here's what McDizzle said about Smash JT, and it's all gaming related. But then I post it like, okay, have you heard about this survival RPG called Engine Fall, where you survive on a runaway train, crafting your way to survive on a train? Have you heard of that game? No? Well, this game might be interesting for you. Or I talk about Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that
That
game
I
to
look
come out.
forward to.
That is so.
I
That
found that
popped out of the
article.
blue. Chat, if you want to look for a fun game, check out Samurai
that is
Pizza
fun.
Cats.
Can I
It
grift?
looks
Can I grift?
I did a big.
fun.
Can I grift on your channel, Scoops? I have a video on it.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Before you do that, I remember when I was doing a thing with your show, but I had to put it on private because I was talking about somebody that I couldn't take. I got pissed off, but eventually that's over. So I locked it up. I should be able to redo it again in a positive way. So that was the situation with Airbag. That
I'm gonna put the link in the chat so they can watch it.
but
later
you,
if they
but you
want.
came in, and started watching the interview with the pizza cat. So if I were you, show the intro. This looks pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
You can, if a game is made for love, made with love, and without politics and stuff like that, it will succeed. If you take your time making the game, it will succeed. But if you're going to make a game using some sort of consultant agency, if you're going to take a game and make it to make sure that you don't want to offend anybody, you're not going to make a good game. It's not going to come out good.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to come out half-assed. People are going to complain about it, and you're not going to get the amount of money that you need for it. It's just, it's not going to sell. It won't turn out good.
I will say, because there's a perfect example of this. If you want to make a games with politics and you want it to do good, there is a record of such a series, BioShock. Now, BioShock, the first one I played, I can't speak for the second and the third one, because the third one talks about American exceptionalism. But the first one critiques both the philosophy of socialism and Ayn Rand's Dry Gulch, basically, the individualism. So, because in the beginning, he's here when you go inside the what's it called, Rapture, it talks about how there's no law, there's no this or that, it's free market system, but it also devolves into an almost socialistic society as well. So it argues against both points. If you go through the game's story mode and you pay attention, it doesn't preach to you at all. You're the observer, you're the gamer, right? You're the outside influence. That's what you are as the main character. And you're seeing what was intended and the downfall of that philosophy, as well as other parts of elements that crept into it. So you're seeing a whole critique of two political viewpoints in one storyline in a way that you don't feel preached to. It's very masterfully done. But I was not big into the BioShock series, so when BioShock 2 came out, I was like, it was fun, but I'm not big into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of games I have. A lot of them, like I got BioShock for free on Epic. At that time, they were doing I was getting emails on Epic every time for free games. I don't even get that anymore. But I must have got over, let's say on Epic, about 125 games for free. But I only got the good ones. But I got a couple of BioShock games in there too, and Alan Wake I got for free, and Alien Isolation I got for free. Alien Isolation was a great game. You ever play Alien Isolation on Scooby?
No, I've heard
You
of it.
have
PlayStation Plus did offer it for free for a while, and I didn't get a chance because I was playing a different game at the time.
You have to play that game. That game, you will shit your pants. That's how scary that game is. That freaking alien, you don't even know he's on crawl spaces, and if you make a noise, he'll come out.
I've seen the reviews and I've seen the
it.
gameplay. It looks fun.
I beat the game. I beat the crap out of that game. I used to hide inside a freaking closet where that thing used to come out, and then the alien used to come around, and then if you breathe, he'll open the closet and kills you. But you have to hold your breath like that. It's just crazy. That game is so realistic. It's survival. You can't kill it. You gotta keep running away and go hide.
It kind of reminds me of a horror game that I love to play. A lot of people either have never heard of it or just don't even want to try it, and that is Siren.
Ooh, Siren! I've heard of it.
Siren is awesome. The original Japanese version is scary as hell. Americans made an episodic version of it called Siren Blood Curse. But yeah, original Siren, oh my god, that is scary. That's a scary game right there.
Oh, do you remember Fear? The beginning of the
I have it.
Fear
1 and 2. Part 2 was the scariest.
Oh wait, I've heard of Fear, but I've never played it.
I think it was Fear that did this. They would fuck with your audio setting.
Oh yeah,
and made you think that it would lower itself, and you thought your audio was going fast. So you'd raise your volume up, and it would all of a sudden go full blast stream and go back down, or it mess with your controller. So it was literally literally thought that the game was possessed. People actually were so afraid of the game. They had psychotic episodes.
Oh, wow.
They had to put a
Wow.
disclaimer in future games, future releases of future releases of that game. So like when they sold more games later on, kind of like how we have updates now. So it'd still be the pure game, but they would have the new company saying update. This game does this, and this. So if some people have experienced mental breakdowns. So if you're one of those type of people, don't play this game. Like they had to make that, they put that disclaimer on there because their mechanics did that, which was the whole point of the game. I remember that game. I won't lie. When I played that game, I did not sleep well for about a year.
Wow. And another thing too, with the Alien Isolation, if you turn on mic, you know how me and you talking right now, and if you talk through the mic, the alien can find you. It can kill you in the game. And same thing with the game Quiet Place. Even the movie Quiet Place, they made the game Quiet Place. I think it came out. It was made by the company named Saber, the same company that actually made
Saber is the one
Space Marines. So they made Quiet Place. I have the game, but it's not even playable anymore. And for some reason, something happened in my computer that's not letting me play the game. But I recommend you to play that game. I'm telling you right now. If you turn the mic like this on, there's an option to turn it off if you want to keep it off. But if you turn it on, and if you actually kick a can or a goddamn brick or something, hit a wall, that the monster will come and kill you instantly like this.
Yeah.
Even inside a crawl space, it will catch you.
Yeah, or that mechanic is also in Phasmophobia.
It is. Definitely, man. Definitely.
That's why I turn my mic off, because when I stream Phasmophobia.
These are the type of games that gamers want.
Yes.
This is the kind of stuff that we want. Just bring us.
We want to be immersed. We want to feel
immersed.
We want the freedom of choice or the illusion of choice and player freedom. We want the power of immersion. Like for example, I'm going to use Skyrim on this one because Elder Scrolls does this so well in every game. Once you get through the tutorial phase, right? If you're a normie player, right? You're going to follow Randolph or the other guy, whoever you choose in the tutorial to side with, right? To follow them to the village. But what gamers know is that you don't have to follow Randolph or them to the village. You can leave and go do your own little thing and come back to that later. You could go be the companion or join a thieves guild and do all those other quests and then come back to the main story at the beginning and be like level 20. That's called the illusion of choice. It's all the choices you can make within the rules of the game. And that's what they want, that immersion to be like, well, what if I want to be the bad guy? What if I want to be like an anti-hero? What if I want to be edgelord, make flame, and slaughter the villagers and this and that in Minecraft? I should be able to have that choice, right? Why can't I only why can't I do this or that?
And the thing is, if it wasn't for video games, I could have been in a lot of trouble when I was young. Video game was the only reason that it's the really reason why it saved my life from a lot of reasons. It kept me out of trouble. It actually was a hobby to deal with. Like everybody got music hobbies at that time. Back in my time, everybody had music hobbies.
Yeah.
And then people like me like video games. It's an art. It's a moving art. It's like you're controlling your own movie. Basically, the character is the movie. You have to do with the character what you want to do with the character. It's an art. It's an art created by artists. And exactly. So it's a and then after that, after the years that went by, it became a community. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm funny how you said it's an art because in Brown versus ESRB, a conservative judge, Scalia, said that games are art. He literally said that in his ruling on
it's an art.
That when they were trying to censor.
Hold on a second. Who is it that we know of that said it was not an art?
I forgot.
Okay.
Melanie Mack.
Idiot.
Well, of
she
course,
don't know nothing about game. She's not a gamer.
She may have been a pretty face with a flat spill pair of tits. Sorry, ladies. I'm a dragon, a male dragon competing with women here. That I was a fan of, thinking she was a real gamer. Comes out and says all this stuff. Find out she's not an actual gamer. She's just someone that's been she was in the gaming sphere, but who played games occasionally, but was not actually in love with the game. She was someone that got noticed by GameStop to the pretty face to promote as a hostess of their stuff, and so when GameStop let her go, she's missing out. She wants that attention again, so she starts streaming the only thing she knows, which is games. Builds her political audience, starts grifting off of that as well because she's no longer be pretty anymore. She's hitting a wall, whatever the case may be. So
I want to explain something real quick. You know what's an art? A freaking stick figure is an art.
yeah,
Let me tell you right now. I can tell right now. If you put this on a computer and make it move its arm and legs, it becomes an art. Okay. If you animate it, it's an art. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually draw a perfected character or a Picasso and then you make it come to life, it's an art.
Kinda. If
whoever say
like we
mentioned
mentioned earlier, I'm going to mention again with Mike Laidlaw said this to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it solely for money, social justice, or shock value, it's no longer art. It has to have artistic value, and to do that, it has to pass the Miller's test. The Miller's test is a test we do for all art, regardless if it's even like this is what protects pornography, for example. This pornography is considered an art.
Yes.
If it's obscene, if it calls for violence or defamatory, it is no longer art. It's obscene, right? So it has to have a significant amount of a certain amount of value to the audience, to the viewer, to be considered art.
Like I say,
it protects pornography. Sorry, Mel, but I may not agree with certain things too, Mel. But I'm just pointing out there.
And
them's the rules.
And the thing is, you remember the copy of Super Mario Brothers 1?
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually sealed completely.
Real
never been touched.
Space.
Guess how much they sold that copy for? $1 million.
God
for
damn.
that. Yep, you can look it up right now. You can look up the topic. That cartridge, the guy had it for so many years, and it grew value over the years. So that, maybe like one of the most rarest Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers from Nintendo. And if he would have had the Atari version, because Mario came out for Atari first, it was called Mario Brothers. First came out for that, and then a couple of years Nintendo took over.
Well, before it became Mario Brothers, it was also Jumpman.
Yeah, he was Jumpman.
If you get a copy of that right now, originally, without even being touched, you know how much money you have in your hands? The value, if you look at the value on that, it will sell. So people got somebody that actually sold that Mario Brothers copy. It sold it in the pawn shop. They gave him $1 million for it. It became in the art museum. It's not probably in the art museum right now. You can look it up in the video game art museum. They have them, arcade machines and everything.
I'll probably look it up.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. You didn't know about that, Scooby? Damn.
No, I didn't know about that.
That $1 million. And then if they ever find a Super Mario Brothers 3 original like that and sealed up, because it was sealed up inside a case like plastic, and then the game was in
like
there.
The original box with the factory seal plastic.
Everything never been touched or opened at all. Some people buy 2 copies and the other copies for value and the other ones to play with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's what they did. They collected. But as the guy that had to collect it, it's the value of over the years, like 20 to 30 years later, it's sold.
Shout out to Cult Classic Cage.
Hi, Cassie.
How you doing, Cassie?
We love Cassie, though. Cassie's my homegirl, though.
You better have milk and cake on your stream next time, or at least some Kool-Aid for the end.
Hey, Cassie, you better be gooning, okay? Gooning!
That's a running joke between me and Cass for almost a year now. Ever since I joined her stream. Back when, remember when Hypnotic said, if you like big booty Latinas, you should go watch her stream. So I went on her stream one time and I started saying, there's no cake, there's no milk. It's like, at least have some goddamn Kool-Aid. So every time I go on her streams now and watch it, I sit her super chat saying that. It's like, there's no cake, no milk.
Gooner Fitz Cassie. Gooner Fitz Cassie.
Yeah, she's got a new channel now as well.
Something.
I know, she's funny. She's funny as hell, though.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Well, anyways, it's been, it's been 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we got all off topic today, chat, but as you can see, things were a little bit jumbled last minute.
I think we covered your topic very well.
No, but you know what it is. I'm glad she invited me in because I have, like I say, I have a lot of information about gaming. I am a gamer head. I play games for hours. Believe me, I break night. I do 8-hour gaming. 5. So I'm doing one. I'm doing one tonight.
You game like no freaking tomorrow.
Shit, believe me, we all do. We game. We're
So,
gamers and
yeah,
gooners.
Lavistro, you got anything to push?
I have videos going on news weekdays from 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and sometimes 5 p.m. all Central Time. Or you can catch me at 10:15 p.m. every weeknight, 7 days a week, playing video games. So I got 7 achievements I'm trying to finish since we've already finished the main story. I'm like, oh, what the hell? We'll just go and 100% the game. I can say there's no gay Henry. It's optional because we didn't run into him. And I didn't see no child porn in the game because I'm still on YouTube. And the FBI has not kicked down my door. So there's that. And I will say, spoilers, if I don't know of any woke game that lets you be a strong white male and storm a tower to rescue a fair maiden.
Oh wow.
That's in the game. That is a fantasy of mine I've had for so long, and they let me have it. So I'm gonna sing the praise of KCD for a long time. Other than that, tomorrow is Phasmophobia single player. I'm trying to reach tier 3 to complete all the achievements for that game. And we got a contest on our Discord as well for the next game I'll stream. And we also have modding libraries.
And don't forget that on Steam, there's 40% of Farmer School on that game you're talking about. It's up to the 13th of March. $14 right now for that game you're playing. Yeah.
Dan, you got anything to push?
Yes, I have a gaming tonight. Gaming stream. It's called Graveyard Gaming. Gooners for Life. We actually every Saturday we've actually been streaming the First Descendant. So we playing from 12 to like 5, or maybe something we extend our time to 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be breaking night playing. I also have guests in my stream, which I have the Goon Room, which is Mikey. I have Seen and Heard coming in. Daxnar coming in to hang out with us on the chat. And then we just all play together. Sometimes we get Lavistro in there, and we call him up. We need the Purple Dragon in here. He comes in.
Hey, I may join you tonight. I have First Descendant.
We have Noise Pollution comes in and talks to us and his partner Elijah. Very nice people, I tell you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta do is I'll add you in. I don't know how many people I got there. I got so many people, and
I got like
I gotta make a thumbnail today and add the people that I'm gonna hanging out.
Yeah, I got as far as First Descendant goes. I hate to say this, but I have all the female characters.
Except for the do you have Ines, the last one?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I have.
There's a new one coming out.
I have all the female characters. I think I have I have 2 male characters. I got the most recent black dude that came out.
I'm missing him and the other girl.
Oh,
and the other one is the guy that uses the drones.
It's not Jaber.
No,
you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I think it's the guy with the iPad.
Hey, Bet, who's the one that does the drones? Me and him played the first attempt when it first
Goon
came
Squad.
out together. But I have Ajax fully maxed out, and I had what's her name? She's
I should join. You know what? I should join you guys for one of the games sometimes. I'm free tonight. I can join you.
Yeah, I be having so much fun. Like we be breaking night, believe me. And I also wanted to show you guys something real quick. I also have a homemade liquor that I got made by Rockies. Ooh. This is apple flavor. You pour this on soda, little bit. I don't drink too much on stream. I'm not gonna be an Eric. Trust me.
No. Hey, chat, go over to Furious Stan if you haven't already. Subscribe. Get him to 500 because I want to on the first of the month every month watch him on stream and pay super chats just like everyone else and watch him.
Get me to 500 too.
Yeah, because we help each other out
before we do, Scoob. I think you're ahead of me. I think I just.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I just got just 270, and I got a raid from someone that's not in any of our circles. Just this random guy from nowhere raided my stream at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So that was kind of fun. Yes, get them subs.
I love the crap out of you guys, especially the.
I do. Chat. Will did give me the money video. So if y'all ever get up there and monetize, let me know if y'all want it, and I'll give y'all a copy as well.
That's gonna be hard to get monetized for quite a while. The only thing with my stream and my intro is just making fun of the woke.
Yeah, you'll get there, dude. You'll get there. I got you on my Discord. You're now advertised by Cyber Dragon, my version of Tifa bot. I'm probably gonna change it to Lavistro so it could be Goonies. So it'd be a fem version of me or something like that. I don't know. But
I never made it this far. To tell the truth,
still need to put Scoob. I keep forgetting to put you on there, Scooby, even though you were a mod on my channel originally before we had conflicting times.
Anyway, Scooby, I want to ask
you. It's not to change. I'm just saying that before we had conflicting time schedules, you were a mod on my thing. I should still put you on there because we're friends. I try to promote every gamer, every small time gamer that's out there that needs help. Because I got circles from the Geeks and Gamers community, Moonskull community. Some people are from my old game design community, as well as the bigger person. So I try to help us all out.
Yeah, the thing is, I just wanna build a gaming community and have fun. That's all I care about. I just wanna be able to crack jokes and just forget about problems. Just get in the game and have fun. That's all that matters. Just get in the game. That's it. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do, and just forget about all the problems that we're going through right now, and just play the game. That's me. I'm like the Michelangelo on Ninja Turtles. Hey, dude, just go play some games, man.
I'm probably so wrong on this comment, but I'm going to say help Scoob get to 500 subs before Alyssa. And if Alyssa's already at 500 subs, help Scoops get to whatever subs is ahead of Alyssa before Alyssa.
And another thing, too. Sonia is beating Alyssa. Get Sonia further than us right now.
Sonia's at like 600 and some, maybe she's close to 700.
Yeah. Sonia kicking ass. I'll tell you right now, she is.
Yeah, this is what you get when you're
help me catch up to Sonia.
Sonia kicking ass right now. She's giving
if you help Scoobs get to Sonia's level, I will personally set up a private OnlyFans stream for Sonia and Scoobs for members only on a separate channel on a separate platform that doesn't violate terms of service, and they will game a one-on-one battle. And of course, I'm going to profit from this, so win-win for me. I'm teasing you, Scoobs. I would never do that.
Yeah, man. Just having fun. That's what matters.
So as far as things go, is that it, Dan?
Yeah, that's about it for now. I have streamed these couple of videos already. I did review nice slashers the day before. It was a mixed review. I didn't like the gameplay. The art was great. I also did Karate Kid, I did a review on that. I liked the gameplay, but it was the AI didn't fight that much. So the only thing that the Karate Kid that was good, that the female characters and as the AI were kicking ass more than the guys, But I got my ass whooped at my first stream, towards the end of my stream, by two bald-headed guys in muscles and whooped my ass. That was major. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that one. You gotta watch that that episode on that one. So that was fun. Yeah, man, that's about it. So I got a gaming thing going on tonight. So I gotta make the thumbnail pretty soon anyway. So it starts at midnight and ends whatever I need to end it.
and
as far as I go, Monday through Friday, I have SCOOBYPUP'S Barcade at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Currently, I am playing Scarlet Nexus. I just started up. Part 1 can be found on my channel in the Barcade playlist. So far, a lot of fun. And I try to keep it going as much as possible. Sometimes I do an impromptu game stream, which is when I drop a gameplay video of a random game of my choice. Currently, I am doing High on Life. If I drop another one, then it would definitely be the second half of the game. It's not a long game, but it's still so damn fun, and I've found so many Easter eggs that I did a second game gameplay video, which is what I'm working on right now. And for the second half of it, I'm just working for these two on not only just doing the game again, but also showing all the Easter eggs and extra dialogue you can get from the weapons and enemies. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, is SCOOBYPUP'S PAWCAST. Next weekend is a very special weekend as far as SCOOBYPUP'S PAWCAST goes. Next weekend is my birthday special.
When is your birthday? What day?
My birthday is March 13th. So
My
March
birthday is
8th.
March is the 15th of March. We're Pisces. We're Pisces. No wonder we heard Santa be like, just kidding.
Happy
So,
21st birthday
yeah.
in advance.
I'm gonna be
Scoops.
I'm gonna be 42. Can you believe that?
Scoops is gonna be
Same.
21.
And
You
I
can
don't
drink.
even look my 40 people told me. Even
So-
Ryan couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so next weekend is my birthday stream, and it won't just be me. That stream's going to be very special because for the guests for that stream, we have Cult Classic Cage, Cassie herself. We have Words of Paradise, Lehan, and his wonderful bird, Hondo. We have Nerd Wars coming on in, and Sammy Threepeat, who's going to try and make it as much as he can.
He's nice though, Sammy 3P. He's cool as
Mhm.
hell. I met
Sammy
him.
Threepeat is great. I love him.
He's like chilled.
Yeah, he is so damn chill. It's not even funny. If you guys wonder who Sammy Threepeat is, he's on he was my guest for my very first podcast video. He and I went over Godzilla -1.
I'm a Godzilla fan too. I love Godzilla.
Yeah,
That's
so
a throwback. for
from the
sure.
birthday special, who knows what we're going to be talking about for that
And I-
one.
And I
We
go
may be
back to the
talking games, we may be talking movies, we may be talking anime. You never know, but we got a good panel going. So I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, help me get to 500, help me get monetized, help Lavistro get monetized, and Dan get us help.
I guarantee you're gonna be
like the
monetized before
shows.
me. You're almost
Please
at 300
like,
already.
subscribe.
Mhm.
So all of you guys have a nice night. If you're looking for Hypnotic, he's on next. So yeah, I hope to see you all either at SCOOBYPUP'S Arcade or at SCOOBYPUP'S PAWCAST. Hopefully I will see you at the birthday special next weekend though.
Happy gaming, everybody.
Yeah,
Same here.
put it on your calendars. Birthday special.
21st birthday. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Get her 500 by her 21st birthday so we can get her drunk and pass out on stream. It's tradition.
I know. Hey. We're drinking together. Can I
Yeah,
come
we'll-
to the
we'll all
party?
drink.
I need to come to the party.
Okay, you guys have a great night.
You too. All right.